गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। वेलकम टू सुपर ग्रेड्स कैट। कैसे हो आप लोग? सो एंड हाउ इज योर प्रिपरेशन गोइंग इन सुपर ग्रेड्स कैट? We are working on helping all of you CAT aspirants with CAT previous year questions because there is no better preparation than solving previous year questions, right? So today I am going to discuss about two DILR sets from CAT 2017. But before that, you see, we are going to discuss 25 must do DILR sets from 2017 to 2023. And we are going to discuss sets from every slots. Then, as I said, two doable sets will be discussed. Okay, review of one difficult set will be given, how to solve a particular set and how to choose a particular set will also be discussed. You know? So let's start with our first set. Let's not waste much time. Now, this set is a new airlines company is planning to start operations in a country. The company has identified 10 different cities which they plan to connect through their network to start with. The flight duration between any pair of cities will be less than 1 hour. And to start operations, the company has to decide on a daily schedule. ठीक है? So अभी तक क्या इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन है इसमें कि a company wants to start flight operations in India, okay, and they have identified 10 cities, okay. The flight duration must be less than 1 hour. Now it says the underlying principle that they are working on is the following: any person staying in any of these cities should be able to make a trip to any other city in the morning and should be able to return by the evening of the same day. क्या मतलब है इसका? We have 10 cities, so any person living in any of the 10 cities can go to remaining any of the 9 cities, okay, and he should be able to return to that city also. कहने का मतलब अगर सिटी P और Q की बात करें, है ना, from city P to Q there should be a morning flight in AM, and from P to Q, there should also be an evening flight in PM. From Q to P, there should be a flight in the morning, and from Q to P, there should be a flight in the evening. So if we have two cities, there must be 4 different flights. You know? Then only this principle will be satisfied. है ना? ये important part है. Now, let's check the questions and then we will determine कि क्या करना है इस सेट का. If the underlying principle is to be satisfied, right? जो अभी हमने discuss किया, in such a way that the journey between any two cities can be performed using only direct flights, then the minimum number of direct flights to be scheduled is. So how many cities are there? There are 10 cities, है ना? We know that between any two cities, P and Q, how many flights will be there? A total of 4 flights. And कितने cities हैं? 10. So 10 में अगर दो दो के कॉम्बिनेशन हम चूज करें तो कितने कॉम्बिनेशन हो जाएंगे? 10C2. क्या हो जाएगा 10C2? 10 फैक्टोरियल डिवाइडेड बाय 8 फैक्टोरियल इंटू 2 फैक्टोरियल, और ये वैल्यू कितनी हो जाएगी? 10 इंटू 9/2 विच इज इक्वल टू 45. 45 पेयर ऑफ सिटीज होंगे यहां पे, राइट, है ना? इज दैट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? 45 पेयर ऑफ सिटीज होंगे 10 में से. इफ यू चूज two cities, any two cities, there will be 45 pair of cities, right? Now between any two cities there are 4 flights. So what will be total number of flights? So total number of flights, 45 into 4. Okay, now again it's given that all the flights should be non-stop flights, direct flights. That's why we have to consider every two every two cities, right? Every pair of cities possible. Otherwise, if some options has been given, like you can go to another city via some other cities also, the number of flights could be reduced, right? But ऐसा कुछ दिया हुआ नहीं है. We need to find direct flights. So answer is option C, which is 180. Is that clear? Any doubt here? Okay. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं. Question number 2. Suppose 3 of the 10 cities are to be developed as hubs. Okay. Out of 10, 3 are developed as hubs. What is a hub? A hub is a city which is connected with every other city by direct flights each way, jana or ana, both in the morning as well as in the evening. The only direct flights which will be scheduled are originating and or terminating in one of the hubs. So we have 3 hubs. Let's say H1, then H2, and then H3. Then we will have remaining 7 cities as C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, and C7. Now see, it's given in the question that a hub is a city which is connected with every other city by direct flight each way. Means up and down. ठीक है? Departure and arrival both. Now then the minimum number of direct flights that need to be scheduled so that the underlying principle of the airline to serve all the 10 cities is met without visiting more than one hub during one trip. है ना? So यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन ये है कि if you want to go from any one of these cities like C1 to C2, okay, you can go through one hub, at max one hub, okay, and we need to find minimum number of direct flights. Now what we can say that we have 3 hubs, तो ये 3 hubs connected तो होंगे ही हर इस city से, है ना? All the 3 hubs will be connected to all the 7 of these cities. और हमने अभी देखा था लास्ट क्वेश्चन में कि अगर 2 cities हम चूज करते हैं तो उनके बीच टोटल 4 फ्लाइट्स होंगी, 2 मॉर्निंग फ्लाइट्स, 2 इवनिंग फ्लाइट्स, राइट? H1 to C1 morning flight, H1 to C1 evening flight, C1 to H1 morning flight, C1 to H1 evening flight. So 7 यहाँ पे पेयर मिल रहे हैं, तो 7 into 4 flights, direct flights, H1 to these 7 cities, है ना? ये हो जाएगा. And similarly, H2 and H3, so we multiply it by 3. What do we get? We get a total of 84 flights. Now, what about these 3 hubs in between? So how many pair we are getting? H1, H2, H1, H3, H2, H3. कितने हो गए टोटल? So 3 pair और मिले, उनके बीच 3 into 4 more. So 3 into 4, which is equal to 12. So 84 plus 12 will be equal to 96 flights. है ना? So in that case, anyone can go to any other cities from any one of the 10 cities to any other cities without traveling more than one hub. Okay? Like C1 to C2 can be done via H1. C1 to H1, H1 to C2. Only one hub. And again, it was very important point here that every flight either originating from a hub or terminating to a hub. This was really important information. Now, let's go to the next question. Now, if you have any doubts, any question here, you can simply put it in your comment. Let me know. If you have any doubts here. Okay, next question. Now, this question is really interesting. This question says, suppose the 10 cities are divided into four distinct groups, G1, G2, G3, G4, having 3, 3, 2, and 2 cities. There are four different groups. Each group have these number of cities, and that G1 consists of cities named A, B, and C. Further, suppose that direct flights are allowed only between two cities satisfying one of the conditions. So basically, we have four group of cities, G1, G2, G3, and G4. In G2, there are three cities. In G1, A, B, C, there are three cities in G1. In G2, there are also three cities. In G3, two cities. G4, there are two cities. Now, it says that direct flights are allowed only between two cities, satisfying one of the following. Both cities are in G1. Both cities are in G1, A, B, C. So it could be flights between AB, flights between AC, flights between BC. Three pair of cities. So 3 into 4. We will have 12 direct flights here. Next, between A and any city in G2. Between A and any city in G2. In G2, there are three cities. So A and three cities in G2. So we will have three pairs of cities here. So again, 3 into 4, we will have 12 flights from A to G2. Then between B and any city in G3, B and G3. So B and G3. How many cities are there in G3? Two cities. So B and one of the cities, B and other cities. Between any pair of cities, there are four flights. So B to G2, there will be exactly 8 flights. And then last, it says between C and any city in G4. So C to G4, there will be 8 flights. So what will be the total number of cities? Then minimum number of direct flights that satisfies the underlying principle of the airline is कौन सा principle? That any person from any city can go to any other city in the morning and can come back to his city. That was the underlying principle, right? So now remember, in this question, it doesn't say that to go from one city to other city, it must be a direct flight, right? So it doesn't say, but it says direct flights are allowed only between two cities. Now the minimum number of direct flights that satisfies the underlying principle of the airline is. तो यही फ्लाइट्स है जो जरूरी है ना? Because all the cities in G3 are connected with B only. All the cities in G4 are connected with C only, and all the cities in G2 are connected with A only. So these will be the total number of flights, direct flights. Now, if you want to go from any city in G3 to G4, what you will have to do? You will have to go to B to B. From B to you will have to go to C. From C to any city in G4. So total number of flights, now we add this 12 plus 12 plus 8 plus 8, which is equal to 40. So our answer is, this was a theta problem. You had to fill in the answer, type in the answer. Answer is 40. Is that clear? Any doubts here? All right, Muskan. Okay, chalo, let's go to the next question. Question number 4. Suppose the 10 cities are divided into 4 distinct groups. So it's the same thing that has been given in the last question, right? It's the same thing, just like the last question number 3 till here. Till here is the same thing. Now it says that between. However, due to operational difficulties at A, it was later decided that only flights that would operate at A would be those to and from B. Means in G1, there was some operational issue. Okay, so between A, B, and C. Earlier, we counted the flights between AB, we counted the flights between AC, we counted the flights between BC. Now, AC is not working, BC is not working, only AB is working, right? So, however, due to operational difficulties at A, it was later decided that only flights that would operate at A would be those to and from B. So you can go from A to B and come back to A. Now BC is working. Of course, BC is working. AC is not working. This one is working and this one is working. And what about rest of the cities, rest of the remaining seven cities? It says cities in G2 would have to be assigned to G3 or G4. मतलब जो भी cities G2 के हैं, जो भी उनके function, वो G3 या G4 में चला गया. But between those city to A, flights are not working now. कितने flights है? 12 flights. So those cities now a part of G3 group or G4 group. In either way, they will have to communicate via B or via C. So in that case, number of flights will be same. Now, what would be the maximum reduction in the number of direct flights as compared to the situation before the operational difficulties arose? What does that mean? कि कम से कम कितनी फ्लाइट्स, सॉरी ज्यादा से ज्यादा कितनी फ्लाइट्स कम किए जा सकते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ऑपरेशनल डिफिकल्टीज एट ए, है ना? ज्यादा से ज्यादा कितने कम किए जा सकते हैं कि उसके बाद अगर नंबर ऑफ फ्लाइट्स कम किया तो ऑपरेशनल डिफिकल्टीज आ जाएंगी, है ना? तो हम क्या कह सकते हैं, जो भी फ्लाइट्स ग्रुप टू के G2 के हैं, now they are in G3 or G4, so they will be connected to B or C and everything will be just as it is. But the flights between A and C, only this can be reduced, right? So between A and C there are 4 flights. What was previously total number of flights was 40. Now these 4 flights can be reduced and still everything will be fine. Still, a person can go from any one of the 10 cities to any other of the 10 cities, है ना? बस हाँ, थोड़ा सा हो सकता है कि उसमें स्टॉपेज बढ़ जाएंगे, बट स्टिल other than that you cannot stop any of the other flights. Like if you break any of the flights, one of the 4 flights between A and B, okay, that would create the problem. Okay, any flights between B to any city in G3, that would create the problem. So no other flights can be reduced. That's it. So our answer for this question is 4. Again, this was a theta problem, right? We needed to fill in the answer here. So it's clear. Is that clear to everyone? Do you have any doubts? Now, if we talk about this set, what was the level of this set? And should we have attempted this set during CAT exam or not? So in 2017, the pattern was 60 minutes for DILR section. There were 8 sets and approximate 3.5, 4 sets. Okay, that depends on difficulty level in a particular set. The 99 percentile was something 3.5 sets to 4 sets. Okay. Now, if we consider this set, now there was nothing in this set that was much time taking. You know? Once you read this information, you can directly move to the question. There is not much deduction. There is no table to create or anything else. You know? सो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पे आप मूव कर सकते हो और इसमें कहीं भी कैन नॉट बी डिटरमिन और बहुत ज्यादा कंडीशन वाली चीजें नहीं दिख रही। तो ये एक मस्ट अटेम्प्ट सेट था, है ना। ऐसे सेट आपको कैट में बहुत ही कम देखने को मिलते हैं, राइट। बहुत ज्यादा लॉजिकल भी नहीं, बहुत ज्यादा कैलकुलेशन भी नहीं, राइट। दिस सेट कुड हैव बीन डन अंडर लाइक 10 to 12 मिनट्स वेरी इजिली। बहुत ज्यादा हो गया वो भी, है ना। Okay, now next set is very interesting and very similar to the last set, which was also one of the sets that could have been attempted during CAT exam. You know, at first, what you needed to do is do the proper scanning and choose the proper set that we have to do even now. So these were the sets that in today's session, I have not chosen any kind of complicated set, but the sets that should have been chosen during the exam, है ना। और उसके पीछे कैसे वर्क करना है वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे। ऑल राइट, सो नेक्स्ट सेट इज रिगार्डिंग प्लेटफॉर्म्स, है ना। ये लास्ट वाले सेट से भी इंटरेस्टिंग सेट है। देखते हैं क्या है इसमें करने को। इन ए स्क्वायर लेआउट ऑफ साइज 5 मीटर इंटू 5 मीटर, 25 equal sized square platforms of different heights are built. So 5 into 5 का एक प्लेटफॉर्म है ना, उसको कट करके 25 प्लेटफॉर्म्स बनाए गए हैं and they have different heights. The heights of the individual platforms are as shown below. These are the heights, है ना। So just in this corner, the platform has height of 6. Then next one in the same row, height is 1, and so on. Now it says individuals of all of same height are seated on this platform. So some individuals, 25 platforms, 25 individuals are seated on these platforms. The height of those individuals are same. The heights of these platforms are different, बट जो इंडिविजुअल्स हैं जो इस पे बैठे हैं उनकी हाइट सेम है। वी से एन इंडिविजुअल कैन रीच एन इंडिविजुअल बी इफ ऑल द 3 फॉलोइंग कंडीशंस आर मेट। मीन्स इनमें से कोई भी एक इंडिविजुअल जो किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म पे बैठा है, he can reach out to another individual on sitting on another platform. What, how? So conditions has been given that A and B are in the same row or same column. A is at a lower height than B. If there is or any individual between A and B, such individuals must be at a height lower than that of A. थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन हो रही है ना, बट इसी के लिए इन्होंने एग्जांपल दे रखा है। क्या दे रखा है देखते हैं। Thus, in the table given above, consider the individual seated at height 8 on the third row and second column. Third row, second column, we are talking about this 8. He can be reached by 4 individual. He can be reached by the individual on his left height 7. See, the height of this platform is lower than 8. So 7 can reach to this 8. Okay, then by the 2 individual on his right heights of 4 and 6. This individual who is sitting on this platform, height of this platform is 6. This person can reach to this platform. Then this person 6 can also reach to 8. 2 individuals sitting on this platform with height 8. How is that? Because 6 is lower than 8 and there is one person, there is one individual in between, and that person is sitting on a lower height than 6. So 4 is less than 6. That's why 6 can also reach 8. And in similar way, 5 can reach 8. 9 cannot reach 8 because 9 is on a height higher than 8. So what's next? By the individual at height 5. We discussed this. Rows in the layout are numbered from top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And columns are numbered from left to right. 1, 2 3 4 5, ये पूरा का पूरा लेआउट है. This is one of the set which looks very interesting and completely different from all the sets that you have practiced during preparation. You know, and at instant these type of sets looks difficult, really difficult. But if you see the question number one, how many individuals in this layout can be reached by just one individual? Then next question, which of the following is true for any individual at a platform of height 1 meter in this layout? We can find two individuals who cannot be reached by anyone in, so some rows, some columns has been given. Which of the following statements is true about this layout? Each row has an individual who can be reached by 5 or more individuals. Each row has an individual who cannot be reached by anyone. And all individuals at the height of 9 meter can be reached by at least 5. So what we need to consider here, that in each case, what we can do, अगर आप ये find कर लेते हो, there are 25 numbers, there are 25 platforms, and individuals sitting on each platform, we will have to check that that particular individual can be reached by how many different individuals from the same column or same row. Like in this case, if we talk about 6, 6 can be reached by 1. 6 can be reached by 1. 1 is on a lower height than 6. 6 can be reached by 2 also. 2 is on a lower height. The height of this platform is lower than 6. And in between, height is lower than 2. 6 can be reached by 4 also. But it cannot be reached by 3. Right? It cannot be reached by 3 because between 3 and 6, 4 is there. And the height of 4 is higher than individual sitting on this platform. Height of this platform is 3. So 3 is not possible. 9 is not possible. Now already if 9 is not possible, so no one else can reach out to 6 because 9 is the biggest number here. तो सब यहाँ पे cancel हो जाएंगे. देखो, is that clear to everyone? That 6 can be reached by 3 individuals. है ना? Is this clear? बताओ. क्या हम बाकी इंफॉर्मेशन भी फाइंड कर सकते हैं? नाउ दोनों तरीके से ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. या तो यहीं पे सारी वैल्यूज आप फाइंड कर लो कि कितने इंडिविजुअल्स किसी पर्टिकुलर प्लेटफॉर्म पे रीच आउट कर सकते हैं, है ना? और यू कैन ऑल्सो मूव टू द क्वेश्चंस एंड सॉल्व इट वन बाय वन. बोथ द मेथड्स आर, आई थिंक इन दिस सेट, कि दोनों बराबर ही टाइम लगते हैं. अगर आपने पहले कर लिया सारी कैलकुलेशन तो बाद के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने में ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा. 1 से 2 मिनट में सारे क्वेश्चन हो जाएंगे. बट टू फाइंड ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इट विल टेक टाइम. अदर देन दैट, अगर वन बाय वन क्वेश्चन गए तो बहुत सारे अननेसेसरी वैल्यूज फाइंड नहीं करने पड़ेंगे. सो इन दिस केस यू कैन मूव इन ईदर वे, है ना? तो if this instruction is clear to everyone, let's move on to the next first question. Right? Ready? Okay, first question. Now this question is a little bit lengthy, तो मैं थोड़ा सा इस पे बाद में आऊंगा. Can you try this question? Question number 2. Everyone, all of you who are watching, can you try solving this question if instructions are clear? You know, that any individual A can reach to B if A is on lower height than B. Between A and B, if there is any individual or individuals then they are on a lower height than A. 1 6 पे रीच आउट कर सकता है, 2 6 पे रीच आउट कर सकता है, 4 भी 6 पे रीच आउट कर सकता है, 3 कैन नॉट डू दैट, 7 कैन नॉट डू दैट, दिस 3 कैन नॉट डू दैट. तो बताओ, I'll wait 2 minutes. Try this question, which says which of the following is true for any individual at a platform of height 1 meter in this layout. So, what's the answer, guys? This is the easiest question of this set. है ना? फटाफट आंसर बताएंगे. D. Okay. Yes, Alankrita, that is absolutely correct. है ना? Option D is correct. Question is, which of the following is true for any individual at a platform of height 1 meter in this layout? So how do we know that A can reach B? Again, that A is on a lower height than B. That was the first condition. Now think about this. One has the lowest height. No one on any platform is sitting on a lower height than one. So one cannot be reached by anyone. So this was a free 3 marks, completely free marks in CAT 2020, 2017 slot 1. दिस सेट, ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ही इजी था. अब आते हैं थोड़े से इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन पे. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, इट सेज हाउ मेनी individuals in this layout can be reached by just one individual. Just one individual. So let's start with one. Again, in this question, usually we think that do we need to check 25 numbers? That would take lots of time. है ना? So think about this. There was nothing given in the instructions. There are not much. It won't take 2 to 3 minutes to read those instructions. There was one question which was solved within 10 to 15 seconds. So if there is a question which requires a little bit more time, so of course you have already stepped up for that. So definitely we can go each of the element and check that how many individuals can be reached by exactly one individual, because we know that finding that is very easy. It's just a matter of time that we find it. Other than that, there is nothing logical, not calculation. सिर्फ 1 by 1 नंबर हमें चेक करने हैं. सो अगेन थोड़ा सा टाइम देने पे ये भी फ्री मार्क्स के बराबर है ना. चलो चेक करते हैं. 6 can be reached by 1, 2, 4. 6 is not. 1 cannot be reached by anyone. So let's remove 1 at first. All the ones cannot be reached by anyone. What about 2? 2 can be reached by 1. 2 can be reached only by 1, because only 1 is on lower height than 2. So we can select 2. Now, are there any other 2? This 2, but इस 2 के आसपास कोई भी 1 नहीं है. So we cannot use it, है ना? So I will just cross it just like the others. Now, this 2 cannot be reached by 5, 9 or 3, but can be reached by 1. So we can select it. Any other 2s? No. Now, let's go to 4. 4 can be reached by 2, can be reached by 3. Cross. 3 can be reached by neither by 4 nor by 8. So let's cross it. 9 is on highest height, है ना, height higher than any other. So what we can say, 9 can be reached by 5, it can be reached by 7, so let's not select it. 5, it can be reached by 3, it can be reached by 1. 3 can be reached by 2, this 2. So there are 2 individuals already. In case of 8, it can be reached by 2, can be reached by 5. So let's cross it. 7 cannot be reached by 9, cannot be reached by 3. Yeah, it can be reached by 3, but cannot be reached by 8. And 8 is the, like 8, this platform height is bigger than 465. So 7 cannot be reached by rest of them. So we can select 7. 7 can be reached by only one individual sitting on this platform. है ना? What about 8? So 8 can be reached by 7 and 4 and 5. So let's not select it. है ना? It can be reached by 6 also. What about 4? 8, 5, 6, 3. It can be reached by only 3. So we can definitely select it. है ना? What about this 6? 4, 1 on lower heights. Already देखो कितने फटाफट हो रहा है. It looks like ये बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लेना था, but ऐसा है नहीं. 5 can be reached by 2 only, not 6, not 8. इससे आगे कोई higher height पे है नहीं. So we can select 5. What about 3? 3 can be reached by 1. बाकी numbers बड़े हैं. Let's select 3. What about 9? 9 is the largest number. So 3, 5, 7, 8, everyone can reach to 9. 5. 5 can be reached by 4. It can be reached by 1. What about 7? 7 can be reached by 1. It can be reached by 6. What about 6? It can be reached by 5 and 3. 3 can be reached by 1 only. है ना? 9 cannot be reached by anyone. So कितने हो गए? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 such individuals sitting on this platform who can be reached by exactly one individual, just one individual. So our answer is option C. अब बताओ कैसा लगा ये क्वेश्चन, कितना टाइम लगा इसे करने में? आई रिमेंबर व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड सॉल्विंग दिस क्वेश्चन, since then it has been 3 minutes exactly. So this is how much average time you get to solve one question, right? That's it. Of course this was a doable question, थोड़ा सा ज्यादा एफर्ट था, बट कर सकते थे. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि ऐसे क्वेश्चंस about which you feel that you will get the answer if given time. Okay, there are no obstacles, there are not much. Okay, so in that case you must do that question, है ना? Okay, let's go to question number 3. Okay, Ayush is saying, hi sir, I am facing difficulty in selection correct sets and puzzle types questions. What approach should I select? And also I'm taking some time to solve doable sets. Long question type makes me nervous. Okay, see, what you need to do at first, that if you have taken any kind of test series, if you are writing mocks on daily basis, what you need to do is give it some time to scan all the sets properly. In every mock, on the right corner, you will find question paper button. So click on that. All the question paper you can read at once. So initially, in a 40-minute section, you should give 10 to 15 minutes to read all the sets properly and decide which set to do. Okay, try to follow the instructions that has been given in DILR classes, or you can watch our classes on YouTube, and we are going to discuss lots of strategy and approach regarding how to tackle DILR sets, CAT exam, in mocks, and every type of set. So initially, even if 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 it takes 20 minutes to find that one set, do that. जैसे जैसे आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे, धीरे धीरे वो टाइम कम होता जाएगा स्कैनिंग का, और नंबर ऑफ सेट्स जो आप अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हो वो बढ़ता जाएगा. बट अगर डायरेक्ट आप ट्राई करते हो कि मुझे 3 सेट करने, 2 सेट करने, थोड़ी मुश्किल हो सकती है ना? So initially, make sure that your scanning process is correct and you are solving at least one correct set, whatever set you are choosing at first. All right. Okay. Question number 3. It says we can find two individuals who cannot be reached by anyone in. So two individuals who cannot be reached by anyone in which. So last row, let's check last row. One cannot be reached by anyone. So one is one of them. Seven can be reached by six and one. So seven cannot be taken. Six can be reached by three and five. You know, so it cannot be taken. Three can be reached by one. So three cannot be taken. Nine can be reached by multiple persons. So this is not correct, right? Now remember, two such individuals cannot be reached by anyone. तो क्या होगा? One cannot be reached by anyone. So जहां भी one है, वो तो हम बॉक्स कर सकते हैं ना? वो हम बॉक्स कर सकते हैं. These people cannot be reached by anyone. We also saw that these two cannot be reached by anyone. जब हम फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे, तो याद होगा ये टू भी था विच कैन नॉट बी रीच्ड बाय एनीवन. बट एनीवे, अगर हमें नहीं भी याद है कि हमने ये किया था, दिस इज प्रीटी मच क्लियर, है ना? तो ये तो होगा नहीं. द फोर्थ रो, दिस वन, वी ऑलरेडी हैव वन, वी कैन डायरेक्टली गो टू टू. दिस टू कैन बी रीच्ड बाय वन, so this is not possible. This 3 can be reached by this one, so this is also not possible. 9 can be reached by multiple, 5 can be reached by 4. So again, this is not correct, this is not correct. The fourth column, if we check fourth column, 4 can be reached by 2, 2 cannot be reached by anyone, 6 can be reached by 2 and 5 and 4, 1 cannot be reached by anyone, 3 can be reached by 1. So exactly two individuals we have. So we can find two individuals who cannot be reached by anyone in where? In the fourth column. Batao, is that clear? Ayush, yes, as I said, जो DILR सॉल्व करने का स्ट्रैटेजी, जो करेक्ट अप्रोच है, वो बहुत ही जरूरी है. अदरवाइज आप 1000 सेट भी प्रैक्टिस कर लो, it's not going to do any good to you. So what's important is कैसे पर्टिकुलर स्कैनिंग करनी है, कैसे प्रॉपर सेट सेलेक्ट करना है ना, और कैसे सेट को अप्रोच करना है, कैसे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने हैं. So again, I will tell you that you can go to toprankers.com. okay, वहां पे कैट वाले सेक्शन में आपको बहुत कुछ मिल जाएगा विच इज वेरी हेल्पफुल. ओके, और अभी तो हमने स्टार्ट किया है, अभी कैट की एग्जाम तक बहुत सारे सेशंस होंगे जो DILR के हम लाइव ले रहे होंगे. सो जस्ट अटेंड दो सेशंस. ओके, और जो भी दिक्कत है आस्क देम इन द डाउट्स. ऑलराइट, हेलो अमीर. Ayush, again, CAT previous year question, you must solve all the CAT previous year questions from CAT 2017 to CAT 2023. Okay, if you go to toprankers.com, online courses, you go to CAT and OMITS, and there you will find all the CAT exams in as a mock that is completely free. So go there and take those CAT mocks. Okay, question number 4, last question of this set. It says, which of the following statements is true about this layout? है ना? Which of the, so we need to check its statement. Again, देखने में तो ये लग रहा है कि काफी टाइम टेकिंग है, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. देखते हैं. Each row has an individual who can be reached by 5 or more individuals. Each row has an individual. देखो, if someone can be reached by 5 or more individuals, है ना, it must be at least 6, because 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hoga at best. Then 6 can be reached by 5 individual in any row or column. But again, let's check this. Each row has an individual who can be reached by 5 or more individuals. 6 can be reached by 1. Okay, 6 can be reached by 2, 4, but cannot be reached by anyone from his column. So तो ये तो गलत हो गया। 1 cannot be reached by anyone, 2 can be reached by only 1, 4 can be reached by 2 or 3 or 2. So again, not 5, we are looking for 5. 3 cannot be reached by anyone, so ये तो गलत हो गया। पहले ही रो में दिस इज रॉन्ग। says each row, see, each row has an individual who can be reached by 5 or more individuals. रो 1 में ही एक भी नहीं है, तो ये स्टेटमेंट तो गया। नेक्स्ट, each row has an individual who cannot be reached by anyone. Each row has an individual who cannot be reached by anyone. तो सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे, जो हमें मालूम है, जिसके बारे में लास्ट क्वेश्चन में जो हमने देखा था, वो तो ये सारे हैं। इस रो में एक हो गया, चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं है। इस रो में हो गया, ये चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं है। ये भी चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये भी चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं है। इफ वी आर एबल टू फाइंड वन इंडिविजुअल इन द थर्ड रो हु कैन नॉट बी रीच्ड बाय एनीवन, तो ऑप्शन बी सही हो जाएगा। चलो चेक कर लेते हैं। 7 कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 3, 8 कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 7, 4 कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 3, 6 कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 4, 5, 6 कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 5, 5 कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 2। सो है ना, ये भी सही नहीं है, तो ये भी गया, ऑप्शन बी भी गया। नाउ इट सेज each row has at least 2 individuals who can be reached by an equal number of individuals. देखो इसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा हमें, इसके लिए हमें सबका निकालना पड़ेगा, है ना, कि कितने इंडिविजुअल वहां पे रीच आउट कर सकते हैं ना। ईच रो वी विल हैव टू चेक ईच रो। अगर फर्स्ट रो में ही फर्स्ट ऑप्शन जैसा गलत हो जाता है फिर तो अच्छी बात है, अदरवाइज वी विल हैव टू चेक फॉर ईच रो, फॉर ईच नंबर, है ना। और सिर्फ ये नहीं देखना है कि 0 या 1 कितने रीच आउट कर सकते हैं, हमें ये भी देखना है कि एग्जैक्टली कितने लोग रीच आउट कर सकते हैं। लाइक इन केस ऑफ 3, 1 कैन रीच हियर, 2 कैन रीच हियर, 4 कैन रीच हियर, सो देयर आर 3 इंडिविजुअल्स हु कैन रीच 6, है ना। तो इससे अच्छा लेट्स चेक ऑप्शन डी, एक बार चेक करते हैं क्या कह रहा है। ऑल इंडिविजुअल्स एट द हाइट ऑफ 9 मीटर कैन बी रीच्ड बाय एटलीस्ट 5 इंडिविजुअल्स। ये बहुत इजीली चेक हो सकता है ना। कैसे, 9 है ही कितने, यहां है, यहां है और यहां है। नाउ लेट्स चेक अबाउट दिस 9, कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 6, कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 7, कैन बी रीच्ड बाय 5, दैट्स इट। ये तो गलत हो गया, यही गलत हो गया, बट इट सेज ऑल इंडिविजुअल, एक भी गलत हो गया तो ये गलत हो गया ना। ऑप्शन डी इज रॉन्ग, दैट मींस ऑप्शन सी इज करेक्ट, है ना। ऑप्शन सी हमारा हो गया सही। अब बताओ, क्या हमें यहां पे चेक करने की जरूरत है, अब एक एक इंडिविजुअल को चेक करने की जरूरत है क्या, यहां पे वो टाइम वेस्ट करके कंफर्म करने की जरूरत है। इससे एक एक करके चेक करने से अच्छा आई वुड लाइक टू रीचेक माई ऑप्शन ए, बी एंड डी, बट ये तो कभी भी चेक करने की जरूरत नहीं है। बट हाँ, जो मैंने बताया था इनिशियली कि इफ यू फाइंड आउट इनिशियली इन दिस टेबल, क्वेश्चन पे आने से पहले यहीं पे, कि कौन से इंडिविजुअल, कितने इंडिविजुअल्स वहां पे रीच कर सकते हैं, तो बाकी सारे क्वेश्चंस में फिर कुछ करने को नहीं रहेगा। अगर हम वो कर लेते हैं तो लास्ट वाला क्वेश्चन भी उसी से इजीली सॉल्व हो जाएगा, है ना। फिर ऑप्शंस एक एक करके चेक करने की वैसी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। गॉट माय पॉइंट, इज दैट क्लियर। बताओ कोई डाउट है इसमें, इस सेट के बारे में। तो वेन एवर यू गेट सेट्स लाइक दिस, है ना, जहां पे इंफॉर्मेशन ज्यादा नहीं है, अगेन डिफरेंस है, बहुत सारे में इंफॉर्मेशन कम रहती है बट लॉजिकल रीजनिंग बहुत रहता है, उसका डेरिवेशन बहुत रहता है, बहुत कुछ सॉल्व करना होता है, केसेस। बट यहाँ पे केसेस नहीं है, यहाँ पे हमें वो नहीं कंसीडर करना। दैट्स व्हाई स्कैनिंग इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट। So next time, whenever you are writing a mock or you are writing a sectional test, try to do that. And take 10-15 minutes. I'm sure many of you are struggling with getting 15 marks in DILR section. That is nothing but one set. So why not target one set initially? If 8 minutes are not giving you, 8 minutes of scanning are not giving you the correct set, take 10 minutes. Then take 12 minutes, 15 minutes, take 20 minutes. But once you are done with the scanning, I am sure that if you find a set in 20 minutes, that you can do this, you must be able to do that set in 12 minutes or 15 minutes. It won't take 20 minutes. You know? And you do that 3, 4 times. And next time you will see that your scanning ability has increased. Now, after doing one set, you are left with so much time that you can attempt second set and get it corrected. All right. So, अब देखो ये दो सेट हमने किया. Next session में I will come back and I will discuss 2 more sets from CAT 2020 2017 slot 1. But तब तक के लिए मैं एक पजल देके जा रहा हूं आपको. क्या है ये पजल? ये देखेंगे. There are 8 boxes arranged in such like this. Okay. Now A and B are adjacent. कौन कौन सी boxes adjacent हो सकते हैं? All the boxes जिनमें एक line common है वो तो adjacent है ही. All the boxes like A, C are adjacent. A और B ये भी adjacent हैं. दोनों corner से connected हैं but adjacent है. Condition क्या है? A to H are distinct integers from 1 to 8 such that no two consecutive integers are in adjacent boxes. है ना? जैसे कि अगर मैं एक फिल करके देखूं 3, 5, 7, 1, 6, 8, 4, 2 तो देखो क्या गड़बड़ हो रही है यहाँ पे कि 3 and 2 are consecutive numbers but they are in adjacent boxes. 5 and 4 भी adjacent boxes में हैं, 7 और 8 में भी हैं, और भी हम कुछ चूज कर सकते हैं like 2, 8, 6, 5 है ना 7 फिर कुछ ले लेते हैं 4 यहाँ पे ले लेते हैं 3 यहाँ पे ले लेते हैं 2 यहाँ पे 2 नहीं 1 ले लेते हैं यहाँ पे. तो भी आप देख सकते हो कि इतने केयरफुल तरीके से करने पे 2 और 1 एडजेसेंट आ गए 4 and 3 adjacent आ गए. So what you need to do is you need to fill these 8 distinct numbers in these 8 boxes such that no two consecutive integers are in adjacent boxes. And once you get the answer, tell me your answer in the comment section. Okay? So this is a very interesting puzzle and you can try solving this by hit and trial, or you can also find the logic how to fill it. I'm sure after giving some time, you will be able to find it. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you for all the participation. Okay, and if you have any kind of doubts regarding CAT preparation, let us know that in the comment and we will try to resolve that. And if you have any feedback regarding the session, okay, let me know. Okay, so please like and subscribe the video and the channel. Thank you. Bye bye.